A new year, a new scam. Scammers are always out in force, and January seems to have more of them than usual. Here to help us avoid scam artists is Julie Wheeler from the Better Business Bureau here in Roanoke. Good morning. It's good to see you once again.
Good morning. It's great to see you too, Kiana.
Yeah, okay, so let's just get to it. Let's go through the top 10 strategies we can use to avoid scams. I've heard of scams that require us to purchase and send gift cards or to wire transfer money. So tell us how these scams work.
Well, gift cards, those are just like giving somebody cash if you provide the numbers off the back of the card. So they ask you to get Amazon cards or Apple cards, something that they can easily use to make other purchases. And once you give those numbers, they clear those cards and then you have no recourse at all. So don't ever pay in gift cards. No legitimate company is going to ask you to pay in a gift card from another company.
Now, I know another one that we have to be on the lookout for, and I'm always cautious and worried about this one, emails. Scammers can make emails look official with accurate logos and language that makes it seem real. So what happens if we click on a link or to open an attachment and an unsolicited or suspicious email?
Well, a lot of times that will have malware attached to it. So what happens is it downloads something on your computer that either allows it to track your keystrokes to get passwords and things like that, or maybe it just allows them to lock down your computer. So now you've been a victim of ransomware.
All right, let's move over to phone calls. Man, these scammers have gotten really, really good. It used to be you could see a phone number that come up and you're like, oh, I know that's a marketer or a scammer. I'm not going to answer it. But now they're able to manipulate the numbers to make it look like a legitimate phone number. So we shouldn't believe everything we see when it comes to what we see in our caller ID, right?
Don't ever rely on caller ID anymore. They can spoof numbers. They can make it look like it's somebody that has the same cell phone, the first three digits of the cell phone number. So you think it's somebody local and just don't have their number in your directory. They can make it look like a government agency. They can make it look like any number, your bank, credit card company, something like that. Do not rely on that phone number because you still do not know who you're speaking with.
Absolutely. Sometimes we have the pressure to act now. You say resist the pressure to act immediately. What do you mean by that?
Well, it's one of those things they don't want you to have time to do your homework, to talk to your neighbors, your family, or to call us and see what we can tell you about it, or even to Google search to see if there's anything out there on this type of scam. So, don't act quickly because anything that requires you to act quickly, there's a reason why they want you to take advantage of their offer, or you have to do it right now, or they're going to turn off your power, all variety of things. But take your time and check it out before you send money or provide personal information or other payment information.
I'm going to combine 5 and 6. You say number 5, use extreme caution with dealing with anyone you've met online, of course. And number 6, never share personal identifiable information with someone who has contacted you unsolicited, whether it's over the phone, by email, on social media, even at the front door. This includes banking and credit card information. Especially don't share your social security number, insurance numbers, and birth date. I guess obviously some people have been scammed and fooled to do these things.
Well, one of the big ones is romance scams, and those are coming up. Valentine's Day is coming with all the dating apps that are out there. People do catfish on there. They put up fake profiles. They try to get to befriend you and then get you to provide personal information, payment information, other stuff that they can use to steal your identity or try to get you to send money. So be very careful, don't provide that information in an online method in any way, shape, or form, but also be very careful of falling victim to people that are not legitimate on these romance scams or that are selling things on Craigslist or other sales sites.
All right, you also say make sure all transactions are secure and traceable. So no to cash only deals and high pressure sale tactics.
Yes, you're always looking for somewhere where you can pay by credit card. And if you're entering information online, you want to make sure that it has the gold lock in where before you enter your payment information, or HTTPS. You have no way to track with cash payments and credit cards. You do have recourse through your credit card company.
You also give a tip about not oversharing on social media. What do you mean by that?
Sometimes we like to put our whole life out there. Be very careful, particularly if you're out of town. Posting your vacation pictures while you're still away is dangerous. But also just filling out those surveys where you provide personal information that could be used to try to figure out what your passwords are. So even the things where you're posting the pictures, this 10-year challenge I've seen, a lot of facial recognition. There is a lot of software out there that will allow them to mimic and use your facial features to access other things, or maybe for just not for nice purposes.
Last two real quick. You say whenever possible, work with local businesses and make sure all online purchases use a secure website. What do you have for us from those last two?
Well, when you deal local, you know where they are, you know how to find them if you have a problem. When you're dealing online, you need to make sure that you can find a physical location for that company and a phone number where they can be reached. You want to make sure it is a legitimate company. Unfortunately, it's very easy and cheap to set up a website and make it look very legitimate. And again, just always make sure that the site is encrypted and secure before you enter any personal information.
Wonderful tips and great things to keep in mind, to keep yourself and your loved ones safe. Julie, as always, thank you.
Always my pleasure.